the origins of cancer basically are, I'm oversimplifying it, by hate, particularly self-loathing, self-abuse, and that causes the human cells to not communicate properly anymore. Every cell in your body is connected to an aniotron, or the communication network. And right now there are trillions of communications, impulses happening every second in your body. Fortunately, you don't hear all these because it'll drive you crazy. But they're all communicating. They're all in a type of harmony. But when one doesn't love themselves, when they hate themselves actually, then the communication system starts to erode. A few cells here, a few cells there, out of network. And suddenly those cells are no longer creating the proper patterns for the biology. Suddenly those cells are off doing their own thing. They keep recreating themselves without understanding really why. But what they're trying to do is saying, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I'm going to keep recreating myself. I'm going to keep recreating the same patterns, and pretty soon you have what's called cancer. It's a cell gone errant, out of communication, out of network, and now just trying to figure itself out. It doesn't know how to get beyond just recreating itself with all of its crap and all of its garbage and everything else. And suddenly it proliferates in the body, and it's a tumor. It spreads. You're taking on problems, deep problems, from people who are very close to you in your life, and you keep absorbing their problems, and that keeps triggering this cancer mechanism. You're trying to clear their problems. It sends your own biology into a tailspin, which causes the undisciplined formation of these cells. And what you're experiencing right now with the bruising on your body is your body literally telling you that you're hurting it by continuing to take on other people's problems. You know who I'm talking about in your life. You know that you have struggles with some of those who are close to you. Stop taking on their problems. You're actually not helping them at all. You're a sovereign being. You're a standard of new energy. But you're not serving them by taking on all of their drama, their issues, their anger, and their hatred. So don't do it anymore. Your body will be free, and then that will save a lot of energy so you can help them in a different way rather than taking on their burdens.
I mean, I've been through cancer 4 times.
Yeah, too many.
So it seems like there's something more to it than
just your
happenstance.
Statistically unfortunate.
Right.
Yes, yeah. Attention.
Yeah.
Attention, a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Don't judge yourself. It's not bad. You've all done it before, but you get a lot of attention that way. Attention that you didn't get before. Attention that you were always giving to others but never received. So suddenly you have a health issue, you get a lot of attention. It's energy. Mm-hmm. Feeding, not malicious feeding, but look what it's doing. And you eventually get the attention from yourself, but what pain and what suffering you have to go through to get there. You don't deserve it. Cancer is generally has to do with hatred, the energies of hate, primarily with self. So you take that on, and it keeps coming back until you love yourself implicitly, unconditionally, and you stop getting attention from all the other people around you. I mean, and attention could come from a doctor, from shaumbra, from the people who are going right now. They're going, oh, I feel so bad for her because she's had cancer. It's hell. It's tiring, and you can't really enjoy life when you have that. So, with some very good deep breathing, attention for yourself. And disconnect from what you're getting from anyone else. Refuse it. And not that they're consciously offering, but they are offering. Say, no, you're going to get it from yourself. There's this thing called your soul, your divine, your self that wants to give you that love, that attention. You don't need it anywhere else. It's right there. And more than anything, you actually really deserve it. Gone through enough now. Now, the question is consciousness ready for the cancer cure? No, they're actually not. How many years? And you were correct, about 20 years that cancer will still be prevalent. But it doesn't have to be anchored on that. It can change very, very quickly. Right now, if you trend it out, about 20 years. But it could change. It could change by shaumbra, recognizing where cancer comes from. And recognizing that you can't just call it bad. It does serve a purpose. It gets a lot of people thinking about their life before they die. Unlike battle happens pretty quick. Cancer, they have time to really contemplate the meaning of life. So it's serving a consciousness purpose to an extent. But that being said, aren't there better ways? Absolutely, absolutely. So for shaumbra who are dealing with cancer, it tends to be energetically some old residue of anger and hate. And this is very simple. Don't think about it real much. What does it take to transcend cancer? Loving yourself. A choice and loving yourself. You can make a choice, but if you don't love yourself, that cancer is still going to be resident. So if you have cancer, love yourself and accept it, by the way. Stop battling it. You found that out early on. You're not going to win a battle with cancer at all. You're going to fight something that you designed. Now what you can do is love your way through the cancer. Love your way through it. It'll transmute all that stuck energy. And it'll make your whole body shine, and you'll enjoy life anyway then. First of all, don't consider it incurable. But on the other hand, don't fight it. The minute you set up that battle against the cancer in your body, you're actually giving energy to that. You're communicating the reality of the cancer when you're starting to fight it. As counterintuitive as it sounds, simply become it, embody it, accept it, allow it. And of course, it brings up the fear of death and is saying, well, I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to die now. Go beyond that. Easy to say, difficult to do, I know, but go beyond that. First of all, you're eternal. You never die. Secondly, maybe it is that at a soul level, you know you did all you came here to do on the earth right now. Third, perhaps you're dealing with some energies in such an amazing way that very few other people would ever do, getting cancer, getting to the point where it's considered incurable, and then transmuting the energies, not through battle or fight or mind talk or anything like that, but through absolute allowing and accepting that it's your energy, and now it can serve you however you want. Maybe you've set up the ultimate test for yourself. You didn't need to do it, you didn't have to do it, but sometimes angels choose very strange ways of their own evolution. Observation is very simple on diabetes: lack of love, lack of sweetness in your life, from yourself, and it originates like in your early years and all the rest of that. Right. But you've cut off that valve of love, sweetness in your life. Yeah. When it gets too close, you run. When you get too close from within yourself, you run. Why? Yeah. Why?
Good question.
Yeah, I know. I asked. I want you to really feel into that. Yeah. And not to overly analyze it, but to feel into it, this lack of sweet love in your life. You get too close, you run. You get too close, you run. In yourself, you get too close and you run. That's even more interesting than what you do with other people. So I want you just to feel into it, and then take a deep breath and feel into the and the allowing of love from other people who would love to give it to you. And then the allowing of love from yourself, from the master. And it's going to feel really uncomfortable, and it's going to make you ill, and then you're going to think you have diabetes, and you're going to, oh, what did Adamus say? Shut up. Yeah. Allow the love. That whole issue with diabetes will go away, and you don't have to watch your diet. You don't have to do all this other diabetes stuff. You just open that valve of self-love. Stop running from it. That's such an issue for you. Why?
Oh, my mind says I'm doing it. That's what I want more than anything.
Yeah, but you
You
run
know,
from it.
and
I want it. I
yeah,
can't stand it. I
yeah.
got to run. I'm not ready. And it's a game. It's a big game. So are you ready to be done with it? I mean,
Yeah.
really ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, ready where, you see, it could be that you let yourself get so sick, so almost on your physical deathbed, you get so sick, and then to make you to say, oh, yeah, I am ready for it. Geez, I'm about to die. I better do it. You got to do something. And there's going to be a tendency you're going to blame all this. Well, it's really a medical issue. It's an energy issue that shows up medically, but stop running from love. That's it. Allow that sweetness into your life. And with that, as you probably know, you allow that sweetness, and on that river of sweetness, of love that you're allowing into your life is also funny little things like abundance, and funny little things like synchronicity, everything working out, and funny little things like great relationships, and funny little things like the projects that you really want to do but you put off. They're all being blocked up because you've cut off that valve of love. That's simple. Don't make it too complex. Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you're going to. And I'm going to have to come and talk to you and say, brother, stop it. Stop this long lifetime after lifetime of, I have to finalize this, that often it was taught that to have spiritual enlightenment, you had to suffer the body, suffer the mind, relationships, love, and everything else. You had to cut off everything human. It's not. It's actually allowing everything human. It's not the old church teachings, suffering for Christ. It's truly about allowing yourself, including your humanness. We're not denying any part of ourselves.
Indeed, infectious diseases are to say, part of an imbalanced mass consciousness energy being accepted by an individual and by their body. AIDS in particular has so much of its origins in the imbalance of love energy and nurturing energy. And it is an outside imbalance that is adopted by the body. Now, why the body, why the individual adopts this energy, there are many, many reasons. Sometimes it is because they are incorporating that into their reality on behalf of humanity, on behalf of mass consciousness, for a greater understanding of love. There are direct and indirect consequences. For instance, as they accept this imbalance into their body, they are helping the others around them understand what love is. They're helping the others around them understand a new level of compassion. It raises their vibration, their essence energy, these outsiders, and ultimately brings up the level of overall consciousness. So you could say that so many who are accepting the energy of this AIDS virus into their body are doing it on behalf of humanity. They are giving themselves in service. We are saying now, for shaumbra, you no longer have to give yourself that way. There is a greater level of service where you don't have to take on the burdens of humanity. And we know some of you will think that is selfish, but when you look at how do you really serve, how can you help humanity, for shaumbra, it is in so many different ways. You don't have to go through this suffering type of energy. Others take on this AIDS virus because of their weakness in their own energy of self-love. So it is a natural attraction. It is this energy of lack of love and nurturing and finding its way very easily into the human, because there is a weakness in their being. They have a lack of self-love and a lack of understanding of loving others even. So they attract this into them. Ultimately helps them understand love. Ultimately, it also helps all of humanity to understand it. It seems to be a rather insidious way of learning, and we agree with that. We agree with that. It is time to change how humans learn. We don't need the pain and the suffering. We don't need the diseases anymore. We don't need those things. You have taken on the guilt and the darkness of sexual abuse and sexual restriction within your being. You have taken on this guilt, and it is manifested as a disease within your bodies. The disease that you call AIDS. You do not need to take on the guilt of humanity. It is not even appropriate that you do. We ask all of you, whether you do it individually, in small groups, or in large groups, to consciously release this whole energy of AIDS, this whole guilt. Release within your being any guilt that you have related to sexuality. Release and forgive yourself for anything that you have done in past lives or this lifetime. Release the imbalance that is there, that causes you to feel you need to absorb this guilt for humanity. They will work out these issues within themselves in other ways, but you do not need to bear this cross for them. You can love humanity. You can help humanity in any way you want, but you don't have to bear their cross for them. It will take addressing sexual issues, and it will take releasing the masculine control of sexuality and a masculine dominance of energy on earth to help release this thing called AIDS, to help find the cure. But it starts here with the work that you do, releasing this guilt and of understanding you don't have to carry it anymore. When you are no longer carrying that cross, you can be so much more effective in helping to heal others, heal them of old guilts they carry, heal old beliefs about sexuality, and heal some of the imbalanced masculine psychic energy that continues to control in so many ways on earth right now.